It's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for joining us today for our Tuesday at 2 Facebook Live. Today is a birthday card class. It is our 5th in a series of 6. So let me just, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. That's good. That's always a good thing. I'll share over to my Lollipop Papers group later once this is done, and then it will automatically upload to both sites. And then later on today, you'll see it on YouTube too. So I hope that you can join me. If not, you have many options to catch this later. This is our birthday card class. So this is a series of 6. This is our 5th one. We only have one more, and that is going to be in 2 weeks on March 22nd. So how these birthday card classes work is that I am going to create 4 cards with you today, and if you want the complete kits with all the paper, all the DSP, anything but stamped images get included in with the class kits, and that will just take a qualifying order of $35 through my online store. And you will need to use this host code that I just popped up on the screen right there, so that it's a different host code than my usual monthly code. So this lets me know that it is this birthday class that you do want. So I see a few of our friends joining us. Thank you, ladies. Come on in. Say hi once you're here. And let me move this over. Hi, Carol. Hi, Susan. So yeah, so I'm using my favorite stamp set, not a bundle, it's just a stamp set, and it's called Flowing Flowers, and it's from the mini catalog. It is just gorgeous. What was it on? Here it was, page 36. And it's just the distinctive stamp with the distinctive process, and just beautiful. You can layer it, you can do so much with it, and I like the fact that it's just a stamp set. You really don't need anything else to do with it. So in one of our cards today, we're going to be fussy cutting, only so that it makes it stand out a little bit more. But so anyway, so that is on page 36 of the mini, and it is called Flowing Flowers. And you'll see just how beautiful it stamps now. So, okay, let's get started. Oh, like I said, so if you wanted the kits delivered mailed to you, I get them out by Thursday or Friday of the following week. So I would need to have your order in by this Sunday, which I think is the 13th, and a $35 order will get you all these 4 cards, complete kits in the mail. If your order is $50, I always put in a little thank you from me, and this week I have a bunch of these Rhinestone Waves basic jewels, and this is from that Waves of the Ocean collection that came out, and I was just so happy that they were in stock, so I did get a bunch. So I'm happy to share them with you for this class. Every week I have a different thank you that I give away. All right, let's get let me show you the 4 cards up close and personal. I don't know if I'll need that right now, but so these are the 4 cards. They're all happy birthday. I usually, because this stamp set does have beautiful sentiments, thank you, just a note, happy dance, like could be a congratulations or a friend card or encouragement, and the happy birthday. But since they don't have a lot of happy birthday stamps, I usually end up borrowing a few from different stamp sets. So for this one, I borrowed it from the Paradise Palms stamps bundle that we used last week, and this one is from the Timeless Tropical, which was it is in the annual catalog, but I believe it was carried over from the catalog before that. It's so beautiful, and that's like my favorite sentiment from that set. So all right, let's get started. Now you can do it along with me. I'll let you know what the measurements are, but as far as the actual, I'm not having anything printed because that's what you get with the tutorial. So, and all of these kits come with step-by-step with photos, tutorials. So here I just have my thick basic white cardstock, and 90% of the time I use these for my bases. And this is just 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, just like we always do. And I'm going to layer, this is smoky slate, and this is just 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'm going to layer this on top. But before we do that, let's just do some stamping, because there is one die cut that I want to use on this one so that we can get it to pop out a little bit. So let's just do some stamping. And for this, I love the colors of the smoky slate and the pale papaya. So that's what I'm bringing out, and pale papaya. And we have these big, gorgeous images that are in this set. And you could use your Stamparatus for this. And hi Dawn, hi Nancy, hi Mary Lee. So that's what, because this is so large, I'm going to do it upside down. You could do it this way, and it does fit, but yeah, I think it's just a little more convenient to do it this way. Now for this, I'm just going to randomly stamp this image. Not too much, because I want to add one of the little images also. So I usually just start in a corner, and then maybe I'll go up this way. And then when we die cut it, we will have like built-in layers to this, to the images. All right, let me put this, and I'm just turning it a little bit. But I want to leave some space for my smoky slate. So I think that's good for now, for this one. And let's take our little, this is just this little bunch right here. And I'm just going to add this. And it's okay if it touches the pale papaya. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to have one in the middle, which will be totally covered by when we cut it out. But you'll see how we're going to use all parts of this. And then let me just squeeze a little one in there. And I think that's good. Maybe one more here. Perfect. Okay, while I have my smoky slate out, I already cropped this from the stitched So Sweetly dies. And I'm going to, this is the one where I'm going to take the sentiment from the Paradise Palms. It's a nice, cute little mixed font sentiment. Perfect to keep on hand for any of your birthday cards. Okay, so now that we have that stamp, let me get these dirty ones out of the way. I'm going to take my Stitched So Sweetly dies, and this is the one that I used for here. And I'll show you what I did with this. I do have to use my big machine though, so I have to pull that in here and get rid of that. And this way we're just going, I just want to pop up the first, I just want to pop up the images that we stamped a little. So we're going to just run this through just like this. And I don't think you can see the whole thing, because that's why I like using the little mini when I'm doing my videos, because you can see it straight through. So it's just try to make this as straight as you can. I'm just going to put a little piece of Post-it note tape there. It's not really going to matter, but we are going to be layering this up on top of another stitched shape. And I'll show you, see, I just used my little Post-it note tape. And I like that better than washi tape because it does not stick to the paper. And I wasn't really having good luck with that. Okay, so let me get rid of this. And you could, like right now, take your layers and put this on here like that. And then you could just take this, just like I have it here, and pop that up. And you would still be able to see the gray from the smoky slate from the bottom. That's totally fine. I wanted to just give it a little bit more oomph. So I'm going to, oh, I used the wrong one. All right, so you know what? I'm just going to put this on here just to give it a little more strength. But on my original here, I did have this stitched So Sweetly Dyed just a little bit larger. So I think this one I should have chosen the smaller one, because this fits right in there like that. Okay, so I think that I'll just do that anyway. I'm going to put this on here. And then it'll just give it a little bit of oomph to it, a little bit of strength. All right, let me put this on here. And this is just Smoky Slate. I'm using just my regular seal. And let's just get that on straight. Okay. Okay, Dawn, we'll catch you later. No problem. Okay, so now this is going to go right on here. So you can see that this will just pop up, just like that. And if it had that was a little bit smaller, all the better. So let's just put this on here. And there we go. All right, now, so I want to lay this on here, and I want to try to match up the design with this here, right to there. Let me get rid of that so you can see better. Okay, now this I'm definitely going to pop up with dimensionals, or I think I'll use my foam sheet. It's just quicker and easier. All right, so let me put this on here. And then pop this up. Now, which way did I go? I think, yep, this is the right way. And just layer it right on top there. So you can still see the mounting from the back. It looks like a nice little shadow. Okay, so now I just took a little bit of the Pale Papaya ribbon. What is this called? The woven ribbon. And no biggie, I just gave it a little snip, side to side. And this frays really nicely too. But in this case, I'm not going to do that. I can do it at the end. So I'm just going to take a piece of ribbon, and we can get our adhesive on there. That's all I need, right through the middle. And there you go. Move it over just a little bit, and then I can take my sentiment and pop that up right up on top. Right on top of the ribbon. Okay, where's my, I'll just get this. And this goes right on top there. And if you wanted to, you could certainly fray this a little bit. See how pretty it does? It does open up all the fringe right there. Okay, so just to finish this off, I put a few of the silver metallic pearls because they go so great with the smoky slate. So I'll just put 2 here and 1 up on top. And we'll make this one right off the focal image. There we go. Okay, so you can see how easy that one was, and it's beautiful. And you can make the designs, the background designs, just as dark or light, or you can stamp off, any of those things. All right, so let's move on to our next one. Now this one, I still am using the Flowing Flowers, because that has a nice sentiment. And this one in here, it says sending a card instead of a text. Isn't that a great thing to do? Especially on a birthday. Okay, so this one doesn't really need a full base like what we're used to. So what I did was I just took, let me get my pieces here. And, oh, I don't need all of this. I don't need all of that. I guess I'm saving this. This was the paper that was the celebration paper from the Friendly Hello bundle. And I still have loads of it and I'm still loving it. So let's just do some layering up. And here I put a couple of layers. I didn't want to, I added the white because this is the base. So I did want this to have the sturdiness to it also. So we're just going to layer things up right now. Okay. Yes, it does. It does, Deborah. I love doing that. It's just a little added something when you pop up that whole layer. And that's why I love those foam sheets too, because they just make it easier and you're not wasting, you're not using so many dimensionals. You can cut it to the exact size that you want. And this was one of my, oh, this is so strong. Come on. This was one of my favorite DSP prints from this DSP. I love that pale papaya. Okay, so here, it's pretty good. It's like double cardstock now, so we're good to go with that. Now here, oh, so these layers were just the usual, our base layer, 5.5 by 4 1/4. And the white layer was 5 1/4 by 4, and then this layer was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Just an 1/8 of an inch difference. So this is our little flap over where we're going to be doing our sentiment, and then we'll add some DSP to those also. And I don't know what I did with those. All right, let's see. Let's get this going. Now what I'm going to do first is I am going to stamp on this, because once you put it in, it gets a little funky. You want it to close. So this is the one where I'm going to stamp the about the text. And then we'll do the happy birthday on the front. But this one for the inside, sending a text instead of sending a card instead of a text. So let's just put that in there now, and then I'll stamp up the. Just gonna do this right in the center here, and then since I have the black tuxedo black out, I will do the happy birthday, and that's one right here. I love this font, and I do love. I think I used the thank you one like 2 months in a row for all of my card customers for the month. Okay, that looks good. Alrighty, let me put this on my chamois, because I'm definitely going to be needing that one again. And we don't want to get our colors mixed up. Okay, all right, so let's put this baby together. So for this one, I'm going to put the adhesive on here first. Now these measurements are the 8.5 by 2 1/8 here, and then the white, the basic white, is 2 by 8 1/4. Again, just an 1/8 of an inch different. So I don't want to put the adhesive on both sides. I'm going to put it on just this one side for now, and then I will close it up and let the cardstock do the work for me. So I'm just going to. Oh, this tape is, oh, you know why? It's brand spanking new. I was wondering why it's so tacky. So I guess that's its job. It's supposed to do that. All right, so I'm just going to put this down here, and then this will close like that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put my adhesive on here, and then just close it. And there we go. Okay, so we're good. So now I want to put a little bit of DSP. This is, I don't think it's the other side of it, but this is another print from that Friendly Hello set. And We're going to put that on here. Oops. There's a good side and a bad side to your paper once you trim it. Okay, and now this is going to go right here on top. And that is just really all that is involved with this one. It just makes it a little bit of a fun fold. Okay, so there you go, there. So now let's take it and we're going to put it right here onto the card base. You could put it down low, you can put it, and I'm going to put it in the middle. Now normally I would probably use the Seal Plus for this, but since this, like I said, this is brand new and it is super, super tacky, so I think I will be fine with just putting it right here, right onto the center, and I'm just lining it up. Okay, so what I did here was I took, I wanted to bring out the black in that, so I'm going to, so I just cropped out two, just one a little bit smaller than the other. I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals. So these were just from the stitched rectangles. No biggie there. So I'm just going to put that on right into the center. And then I can pop this baby up with the dimensionals. Okay. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so let me just remind you that that 20%, that's summer, or I forget what the name of that new promotion is, but the 20% off of the mini cut and emboss machine, and 20% off like 13 different bundles. So, and you know, I just looked for something before. I was looking on the inventory list, and there's a lot not available, and there's a lot that is in low inventory. So if there is something that you like, you really should look into taking advantage of that special sale. Okay, so here, that's all there is here. And I just used one of the black matte dots, and just to give it a little pop. Okay, all right, done with that one. Now let's do this one. It's another just mainly stamping, and I'm going to save the last one because that's the one we did, that technique that we did last week during the Facebook Live, where we did used the blender pen and a little bit of the chalk. I mean, not the craft ink, not the chalk ink. So, and we did it with the the Common Camellia set, but I definitely wanted to do it again, and this set was just calling my name to do that same technique to it. So beautiful and so easy. Okay, so this one I'm taking is just the Pear Pizzazz. This is just regular layers. We have 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This one is 5 1/4 by 4. And then again, we're going to take another layer here, 5 by 3 3/4, I think. That's the way it looks. And we're going to do some stamping on here. So again, we're just going to do some random stamping. And let me just make sure that this is clean. Yep. And this one too. This one's going to be monochromatic. It's all going to be Pear Pizzazz, except for the sentiment. Okay, so same thing. We are, oh boy, where is that? Here it is, Pear Pizzazz. And this is the one we're going to be using the sentiment from the Timeless Tropical stamp set. Okay, so again, just random stamping. And this one, I think we'll use it, there's another floral image in there also. So let me use that. And I'm not using my pad on this because this does have such a thick pad. And sometimes it could be too much, so I didn't want to do that. All right, let me just put a little bit here on the side, on the corner, and then put that back onto my chamois. Here is this other little image, which we can get a lot more use out of. So let's put this right here in the center, and maybe just a little one here. Okay, now I'll take that other little guy and gotta find him. What do I do with him? They get stuck. All right, can't find it right now. Oh, look at this, right in front of me. Okay, so like I said, this is all monochromatic, so I'm going to just stamp my little pear pizzazz flowers all over the place. And I don't care, it's okay if it goes over, and I think I like that. And this center is a little white, but that's okay because we are going to we're going to cover that with a tag. So here is the sentiment. I'm just going to stamp this while I have this out. This is from the seasonal label dies, and I did that for both. I'm going to move this now over to the right because I want another flower to show, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. All right, so let's hold on to this. This is a piece of scrap. I'm going to do one more of these large, beautiful dies, stamps. And now, here's the tricky part. I did already, so you don't have to watch me fussy cut this, but that's what I would do. Just stamp it on a piece of scrap and then fussy cut it out, and we're good to go with that. So what I'll do first is I want it to look a little bit more realistic and less like paper and more like a flower. So I'm just going to break down the fibers of the paper just a bit, just so it gives it a little something to stand up on. Okay, now let's put this on. Again, just back to layering. And we'll see. There you go. Okay, and just get that on. And now I'm just going to layer this up. This is the sentiment that we stamped, and this was a larger one from the seasonal label dies. Seasonal labels dies, I would say. And I'm going to move this over to the right as much as possible because I do want that flower to be the focal image. Okay, so before we do that, so this is going to go pretty much right here. This is going to go here, and this is a little crooked, but all right, I don't want to mess with it. So I took a little bit of the gold and silver twine. I forget what the actual name of it is. I'm so sorry. And I'm just going to make a bow. And oh, I want it to be bigger than that. I turned my head. That was silly. Okay. All right. These are a little tricky. They're so loose. They because of the material, they don't stay into place so great. So what I'm going to do here is let me put a little bit more here. It doesn't seem like it wanted to stick there. And then we're going to put some, I'm going to pop this up with a foam sheet. And I don't use good scissors for that. I definitely save my snips for ribbon and for paper. But I just keep like a yucky pear in there just for that purpose. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here. And we'll get this on top. And I want to make sure that I have room for my beautiful flower. Okay, and then I'm going to take my bow and place that right on to the sentiment tag. Now this glue dot obviously is bigger, so I'm just squeezing it until it behaves and does what I want it to do. Okay, so you can put this up here, you can tuck it underneath, which is what I think I'm going to do. Just tuck it right under there. Love that. And then we can put a dimensional on here, but I want to be careful where I put it because I want it to be on here, so but off this tab, and this already has some dimensionals under it. So just going to do a little bit of both. So I'll make sure that I have it there, but that it's going to stay raised that way. Cute, huh? Oh yeah. I just love this set. Can't get enough of it. Okay, so here I just want to add a few little pearls. And I don't want a big one, so let's just take a little guy. And when I do the kits, I make sure that I include all of my embellishments in there too when you do purchase the class. And you know what I do? You know that the plastic, the film, the thin one that comes when you buy your stamp sets, I save those now, and they come in very handy because I just trim them down, and that's how I add all of my embellishments to my clubs and to my classes, so that everybody can see it. It doesn't get lost in the package. So here we go. Here's number 3. So cute, right? And I have my flower that I stamped for next time. Okay, for our last one for today, for the class, we have the, this is the one that I was talking about that we did the Facebook Live on last time. And let me just get my pieces out here. These are the, that's the craft Stampin' Ink. And again, this is just layering, and we're going to be stamping on here. And we're going to be using the crumb cake. Let me bring out that big stamp again. And I don't think I need that. And let's make sure all that green is off. And this little one, we're going to be using both the crumb cake and soft suede too. And so I need all of my stamps to be nice and clean. And this one too, the happy birthday. Okay, all right, let's just take a check. Okay, so what I'm going to do here again is just do some random stamping, trying to get all of the leaves in. Now what I'm going to do that technique on with the blender pen and the craft ink is not on all of them, just on the crumb cake ones. And I just recently refilled that, so okay, that looks pretty good. I wanted to make sure that because it was so light before. All right, so this is just going to go again. I usually just start in the corner. Okay, and I think that's it for that one. Let me use my crumb cake for just these little flowers. We'll just do a bunch of these in the corner. And of course, you can use whatever stamps you want. If you got the kit, you don't have to worry about using exactly what I'm doing. It's just for an idea for you, just a little bit of inspiration. Oh, okay. You know what? So I'm done with the crumb cake. Now I want to add just a little bit of the soft suede. So let me get that off. Okay, so this is that other image, and the soft suede. You know, it does come out a little bit, it does come out dark, so you never really know. And this one is not going to be highlighted. but I just wanted to get a little bit because we're going to be matting it onto the onto soft suede cardstock. Okay, all right, that's all we have to do for that. Oh, while I have that out, let me do my happy birthday here. Again, this is one of those seasonal label dies. That one was chock full of labels, so beautiful. And this one I can just do right into the center. Okay, and I think that's all we need for that. So now let's go to our craft ink. Put that aside there. And now I have it where I pulled some here, right directly from the bottle, from the re-inker bottle. But I kind of liked it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to go back to the first. Let's see how this works. I can always mix this in, but it seemed like it was pretty dark. Okay, so I'm just rolling it just to be sure to see. And then, yep, I like it. And you just roll it, and you can make it as light or as dark as you want. And I just kind of go with the flow here. Go with you know, the pattern of the direction that the pattern's going in. I don't want to cover it all. I just want it to be highlighted. And maybe just a few of these here. And then I'll take some here and maybe just do a little bit on the inside. And it dries very quickly, so you don't have to worry about it. If you don't like it, come back and just add a little bit more to it. And okay, I don't think we have to do all of them. Do as many or as little as you want. And it dries differently than when you're actually doing it. But if I'm looking at it right now, I know that this is going to be, it's going to look a lot different when it's fully dry. And also you want to make sure you don't put it on too heavy. I have to do another one, just right here, because you don't want to, you want to be able to make this, to adhere this to your layers. So in that case, you don't want it to get too wet. Okay, that is done with that. I'll rinse that off in just a bit. All right, let's just do some layers here. I have this. I'm going to put this right on here now. Hopefully, I didn't put it on too heavy this time. Come on. Now, just going to put this on. So this is crumb cake onto the soft suede. And it's just the 5 1/4 by 4 and 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to, so before I put this onto the label, what I wanted to do is I took this from the seasonal label dies, what we just stamped on it, and I just took a really thin hole punch. I don't know what it is, 1/8 I think. And I just gave it a punch on one side. And you know, we have dies that do this too. Not so much circle, but they make that little slot that you can add your ribbon to. So that's really all I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to just thread it here, because this is, oh, wrong way. This is going to go through the back and around, and then up here. So I'm going to take it this way and wrap it. Whoops. We're just going to wrap it around. I think I'll just do it this way. Come on. You could always just put Scotch tape behind it, which is what I normally do, especially with because this is so so thin. But I wanted to make sure that I'm able to raise it with dimensionals. So let me just bring out some tape just to save it right where I want it, and make sure it's even. Just so we can work with it. let me put this on. I'm going to slip in some dimensionals. I think I'll just do that now beforehand. I could use the foam sheets, but Jill, you're asking what stamp set? I'm using the Flowing Flowers stamp set for all 4 cards for this class. So this is going to go just, I just want one here and one here. And you could have put those on beforehand. That would have been smarter. Okay. All right, and now just make sure you're straight and you're tight. And good. All right, now I can take it and put it on here, and then I can add my extra little bow to that too. Get rid of that. Okay. And right over the tape is fine. Okay, just give that a quick layer on there, and now we'll just give a little bit of a bow right to the side here, and then we'll add some pearls to this too, because they are just, I just want it to pop. Nope. All right, come on. And this one you could use either the metallic pearls again, maybe the gold, or I kind of like the white though, the white of the pearl, because it just sets off the highlight that's in that we just worked on. So let's just put a couple on here, and we will be good to go for our 5th. I can't believe we already have, we only have one more class left in our birthday card series. I think I'll do it again, but, you know, it's just great because we have so many birthday cards now. I think we're good for the rest of the year, honestly. Next week or 2 weeks, when I do the last one, I'll try to concentrate on masculine cards, because I don't think we did enough of those. Okay, so there we go. That is our 4 cards for our class today. A $35 order through my online store, and using that host code there by Sunday night. And then Monday I start to get everything together, packed, and ready to go. I should have it out by Thursday. The packages out by Thursday or Friday at the absolute latest. And also, if that's a $35 order, you get that. $50 order, you get my little thank you, which is the waves, the jewels from the Waves of the Ocean collection, which I just know these are not going to be around very long. So I did snatch up a bunch, so I'm happy to share those with you. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, thanks Nancy, any questions, just let me know, or any comments you want to make. I will, if you share the video, you know how I always appreciate that. And I'll choose a name from the sharing of the class video here, and I'll send you one. I'll pull a few names, a couple of names, and I'll send you one of these finished cards. All right, ladies, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you back next Tuesday for our regular Tuesday at 2 Facebook Live. And our last class, our last birthday card class, is on the 22nd. All right, have a great night. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.